it always Oliver? Why? Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cass, and today we're going to talk about the importance of keeping your pet's medical records on deck at all times. So today I want to tell you a little story about something that happened while I was staying at my dad's. So, if you're unaware, I had to move all of my animals and all of my stuff back to my dad's in between leases because our lease in our apartment ended before our lease in our house started. So I moved everything to my dad's, no big deal. Everything was fine. The cats had been there before, the dogs had been there before, so they were chill, everything was fine. And then a bunch of family came to visit. One of my aunts, bless her heart, I'm gonna go southern here for a second, bless her heart, she's diabetic, and she absolutely loves my cats. She's the sweetest lady. I do love her to death. She loves my cats, so I love her. Oliver, my youngest cat son, is very special when it comes to people. His mood is like a light switch. Like, I think his mood might switch faster than a light switch does. One minute he's, he loves you, he's having a great time, and the next time he bites you. And I try to make everybody very, very aware of that because, some people's cats are actually nice and lovely, and some people's cats are mine and aren't so much so. So my aunt was playing with Oliver, with the toy, having a good time like you do with your cats. And while they were playing, Oliver scratched her or bit her. She can't remember which, but he got her arm a little bit. No big deal. That happens with cats all the time. If you own cats, you know that happens. She didn't mind. It wasn't a big deal. Until the next day. Her arm had puffed up and was super, super swollen. And because she's diabetic, she was really worried about it, so she went to urgent care, which is, understandable. I would do the same if my arm was the size of a football. I get it. Her mistake, well, it wasn't a mistake because she was being honest, but where my life gets hard is when she told them that she had been scratched by a cat. Instantly after she informed them of that, they started asking questions. Does he have his shots, all of this, all of that? And of course he does. I am a responsible pet owner, and all of my animals are always up to date on their shots. So that wasn't a huge deal, and we thought it would be over at that. Well, it wasn't. When she left the hospital, they had her go to the sheriff of the county and meet with him, and she had to fill out a full animal bite report. And after that happened, the sheriff had to come to my house. I don't like people, and I really don't like when I have to talk to people, and I really don't like when I have to talk to people about my animals that they think are vicious killers. So the sheriff shows up to my house, and I show him my animals' records because I keep all of my animals' medical records in this little folder. It has all of their names in there. They're organized-ish. And I have all of their shot records, all of their vet receipts. So, I figured I would show them that Oliver is not, in fact, rabid, and we could be done with it and go on with the rest of our day. Which is what my aunt thought, too, what my dad thought. And, just in general, it makes sense. My animal clearly doesn't have rabies, and he bit because he was playing. No big deal. Nope, that's not how it works in Texas. That is not how it works in Texas anymore. I had to show him Oliver. I had to show him the records. And then he informed me that I had 3 options for what I could do. A, give Oliver to the animal control officer and pay $100 for him to take Oliver for 10 days and quarantine him at the shelter. That was not a viable option to me, so I said no. The second option was keep him at my dad's, locked in a bathroom for 10 days, and animal control could come out at any time they wanted to make sure that he was being quarantined in the bathroom for those 10 days. And I only got that option because I had his vaccine records. And I was like, okay, that's a little better than y'all taking him. What's my third option? And they said euthanize him because he's, a danger. And I was like, okay, let's go back to option 2. We'll do that. So for the next 10 days, because my cat bit my aunt while playing, I had to quarantine my cat in a bathroom for 10 days. And animal control showed up twice in those 10 days, pretty much unannounced, just showing up to my house, asking to come in. And it was very stressful because my dogs are very sweet, but Romeo is terrified of big scary people, so that wasn't fun. And Oliver hates people, so every time animal control checked on him, he was hissing and spitting, so they were convinced that he had something just because he's a jerk. Oh, another quick point. In addition to those 10 days, on day 1 of the quarantine period, I had to take him to the vet. I guess we're going to the vet now. Woo! For an exam. So that was money that I got to spend. Took him to the vet. The vet was like, he's fine. 10 days later, took him to the vet a second time. Vet was like, wow, he's fine. And the vet asked me, okay, so is he ready for his rabies shot? And I said, no, he already has gotten his rabies shot. And she looked at me, and she looked at his papers, and she looked at me, and she was like, if he has his shots, why did they make you do this? I don't know. Because they just did? Because they were bored? Because it's a small town? Because they had nothing better to do? All of this to say, first of all, always be very careful with your animals around people, and be aware that if your animal bites someone and they do have to go to the doctor, be aware of your state's laws. I had no idea that this was something that we have in Texas, this kind of long drawn out law, but we do. And I found the law and I read it, and everything that, that happened was perfectly legal. What they were doing, as convoluted and silly as it felt, it was legal. So the whole reason for me rambling and ranting about this story was A, to rant about it and get it off of my chest because I'm still mad. And, B, to remind you that it's so important to keep your animal's medical records. And it's so important to have those with you when you're traveling, or, even if you're just visiting family. You should have your animal's shot records where you can access them. Whether that is online, on some kind of Google Drive thing where you could print them out if you needed to, somewhere. You need to have your animal's medical records so that if something like this happens, you can pull them out and be like, look, I've done what I needed to do. And then also be aware of your state or province or country, wherever. Be aware of the laws regarding animal bites. If you stuck around till the end of this video, thank you so much. I'm very proud of you. It was everywhere. I didn't really have a script for this. I just kind of rambled a bit, but I hope that this story was helpful in reminding you that it's important to stay up to date on vaccinations, keep your pet's medical records, and be aware of your state's laws. Thank you for watching, as much of a mess as this was, and I hope you have a good day. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I promise, usually my videos make a little bit more sense, so stick around. Have a good day. Bye-bye.